What up, everybody? It's your boy Tyler. What's going on, YouTube? One of you guys commented on one of my videos and asked me how did I know I was trans. So I'm gonna do a video on that today. I just came back from physical therapy, so I'm all dressed and whatever, got my binder on and stuff. So yeah, let's go way back to my childhood. When I was a kid, I used to like playing with cars and like just boy toys. I played with girl toys too. I played with Barbies and stuff like that, and I had like dolls, but I mostly played with like cars and like boy stuff, you know. I mixed the boy toys and the girl toys together, and they were just like one big happy gender family, whatever. Yeah, so I played with like Hot Wheels and Barbies. You'd think I would end up bi, but no. So that's how, those are my games. I love video games. My mom bought me a PlayStation. That was my first game system, and I loved it. And my first game was Tarzan. I still remember it to this day, me sitting in my room playing Tarzan and getting frustrated as fuck because I kept losing. But yeah, game systems, PSP, Xbox, PlayStation 2, DS's, all that, I had it. Played Mario, all that crazy stuff. Never wanted to be the girl character, just always the guy character in all of the video games that I chose to play. Yeah. Also, my wardrobe: skirts, skirts, leggings, tights, dresses. Fuck that shit. I did not wear it. I did not want it on my body. Tight things, I just don't enjoy it. Like, the most tight I can get is skinny jeans. Like, other than that, I don't want it in my life. I don't want it in my life. I don't even like my socks to be too tight. And I'm 21 years old. Growing up, when I went to a summer camp, and I had a lesbian, more masculine counselor, and I noticed she wore boxers to, you know, to camp or whatever, and I was like, I'm mad thirsty, sorry. And I was like, I was like, alright. I was like, so girls can wear boxers? I was like, cool. So I started wearing boxers that whole summer. That whole summer I wore boxers. Another time I was in summer camp, I noticed that the guy counselors, they sat like this, you know. So I was like, yo. Well, I didn't say yo. I was a little kid. I was like, why do y'all sit like that? He's like, because I need space. So I was like, oh. So I'm going to sit like this too. Because I need space. Not knowing that I had nothing that needed space. But that was just everything that I could get away with that I saw that a girl was doing that a guy also did, I did it. Because that's just, I just copied it. I mean, that's what you do when you're a kid. You just copy shit that you see. I'm thinking really hard now. Because I'm thinking about my childhood. I mean, I'm 21 years old, so this is going back. Middle school, actually elementary school, I had one day a week where I used to hang out with the guys. Like, I had two friends, and I used to sit with them at lunch, Monday through Thursday, and I was like, guys, Fridays is my day to hang out with the boys, with the fellas. I used to hang out with the guys, and I used to sit on the other side of the table and sit with the fellas and, you know, talk boy stuff. All that cool things. But I still had crushes on boys, and I like guys. I went through a little girly period when I was like, I want to wear lipstick. Not lipstick, like lip gloss, and get my nails painted, stuff like that. I still went through that phase. So if you went through that, that doesn't make you any less trans or anything like that. Middle school, I hung out with girls, but like when they was having those girly conversations about guys, I was kind of like, Like, come find me when you're done. I liked hanging out with the boys, like playing with the boys, like football, manhunt, all those crazy games. I used to always want to play, and I was the one who started, like, paved the way for girls to also start playing with the boys, because before school, when it was nice outside, we used to go outside, wait outside before school started. We used to play, and I always used to play with them. And then as the girls saw me playing with them, other girls started playing with them as well. So I kind of paved the way for that, to like bridge the gap between guys and girls, you know, playing different things. We just all played together. The guys didn't really accept me because I was a girl, and then the girls, the shit that they was talking about, I wasn't really interested in it. So I was kind of like the odd man out. I didn't have friends. I wasn't like a lonely, like loner kid or anything. I had friends and stuff, but just the shit that they was talking about just wasn't interested to me. Going to high school, and freshman year I identified as straight, and then that changed along the lines as I got older and up in grades and whatever. I started dating girls. I always had long hair. I just cut my hair like maybe, it's about to be a year maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be a year soon. But in high school I had really long hair. We wore uniforms, so we all looked the same. Like, that's basically it. But like, I hung out with like 4 girls, and I always felt like the odd man. I always felt like the little boy in the group, because I was basically like the little boy in the group. Like, I was always chasing the girls always wanted to talk to me. Yeah, and I was their savior when they didn't want to talk to an ugly guy. Like, I would swoop in and be like, "Hey babe, what's up?" And the guy would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, yo, you know, they didn't mean to like hit on your girlfriend or anything." I'm like, "No, man, it's all good," you know. It's all good. But so yeah, in pictures with all of us, I look so awkward, like I don't belong there. But in gym, played basketball with the boys, baseball with the boys. There was less of a gap between boys and girls in high school than there was in middle school. Like, girls was playing with the boys just as much, you know. It wasn't that big of a deal. I wasn't really aware of transgender people. I had transgender guys and who were older than me, and like, they were like seniors when I was like a freshman, or they were like juniors or something. But I never knew what transgender was. I just thought that they were really, really gay, and they just like to wear girls' clothes and, like, you know, talk with the hand gestures, like all gay and stuff. I'm not saying that all gay guys talk like this, like, oh my god. And I'm not saying that, but that's how they was. So I just thought that's what that was. Like, I wasn't really introduced to transgenderness at all until my little brother. In high school, I had 3 friends. We were all girls. We were all gay. We all played basketball, and we just called each other. We was all brothers. And we always use male pronouns when talking to each other, like, what up, bro? What up, man? What up, dude? What up, son? And when me and my brother actually sat down and like talked about, like, reminisced about high school, we was like, yo, we always use male pronouns when talking to each other. And he was like, yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, we was brothers. They're still my brothers to this day. Like, I was the oldest brother because I was the oldest brother. But my brother that I'm talking about now, Chris, he's definitely my older brother when it comes down to testosterone and then trans stuff, because he's a year and some change on T, and I'm about to be a month on T. So when I need things, I always come to him. So I started my company, I started my business, and he was a part of it, my brother Chris. And so I had to go visit him because one of his friends wanted to be a part of the business as well. So me and my business partner, we took a trip to Pennsylvania where he lives to meet up. So my business partner was going to talk to his friend, and me and him was just going to talk, which I was really excited about because I hadn't seen him since high school. And I was like, I just want to know, like, how did we get from you being a girl to you being a guy? Like, what happened? Like, what happened in between? Like, I don't have a problem with it, but like, what happened in between that time that, you know, that changed? So I was super excited to see him because, you know, we were super close in high school, and then, you know, it kind of sucks when you graduate and then people like drift apart. So it was really good for me and him to come back together. So I was super excited to see him. So I was like, dude, I was like, yo, like, tell me, like, what's going on? Like, how did this happen? He was like, yo, like, it just didn't feel right. Like, nothing, it just didn't feel right. I was like, okay. He was like, it just didn't feel right. Like, I just didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. And I was like, you know, just listening to him. And as he told his story, like, I was like, how'd you come up with your name? He was like, oh, I asked my mom what she would name me if I was a boy, and she said Ethan, and my middle name was Christina, so Chris. So that's how I got my name. And so he was like, I had them call me that for him. He had his parents and his girlfriend call him Chris for like a week or two, and he was like, I like the way this feels right. And then he told his mom, he was like, testosterone, started talking about testosterone, like, yo, I need to get on that. And that's how he got started. So he started asking me, he was like, yo, you ever thought about the big transition? And I was like, and I never really thought about it. I was like, I was kind of in like a gender limbo. Like, if you call me a dude, fine. If you call me a girl, whatever. But it made me more happier for someone to mistake me as a guy than it didn't for them to mistake me as a girl. If you get what I'm saying. So we talked about the girls in high school and all that's good stuff. It was great seeing him. I love my brother to death. So we left, and then the crazy thing is that we headed back to the bus depot, and I had my hood on and my head down, cause I was pretty tired. And the guy was like, "Excuse me, sir, can I see your ticket?" And I was like, "Sure." And I gave him my ticket, and I lifted my head up, and he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you was a girl. Oh my God, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you." And I'm just like, dude, I don't really give a fuck. Like, I don't care. So I texted my bro, like, yo, bro, you won't believe what just happened. Like, the ticket taker at the bus depot thought I was a guy, and then when I lifted my head up, he saw that I was a girl, and he freaked out, and I was just like, dude, I do not care. So from then on, I was doing research on the DL about, like, what does it mean when you feel more like a boy than a girl? And I kept getting transgender. And I was like, damn, like, I do not want to be transgender. There's nothing wrong with being transgender. It's just that I just came out as being a lesbian. And then I was like, I'm going to come out again. Like, my parents are going to have a stroke. Like, I can't have this. So I just ignored it. And then, like, it came to the point where it was keeping me up at night. Like, I could not sleep because my mind was just spinning with questions like, am I a dude? 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 Am I transgender? Am I not? Oh my God, what to do? Should I tell somebody? Should I not tell somebody? That's how serious it was to me. It was just, I called LGBT hotlines and talked to people, and they was like, you seem excited about the process, but you seem worried about how it's gonna affect your home life. And I was like, that's exactly what it is. So one day I was in my house just chilling, mind just circling with thoughts nonstop, and I was like, yo, I gotta talk to somebody. So I texted my brother, cause he's in college and I'm not. I graduated already. God, thank God. I texted my brother. I was like, yo, call me. So he calls me, and come to figure out it was spring break, and he was in Mexico, and he called me, and I was like, bro, how did you know you was trans? He was like I said, it just didn't feel right. I just didn't feel right in my body. I was like, I feel that way. He was like, well, I told you what I did, so just do what I did. I was like, okay. Which I really appreciate, bro, if you watching this, that you called me while you was on vacation in Mexico. Like, I totally appreciate that shit. Like, I tell everybody, I was like, yo, my brother really held me down. Like, that nigga was in Mexico, and he called me just to keep me from freaking out. So, Chris, I fucking love you, bro. I love you so much. But back to the story. So I was like, okay. So I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom. So before I call my mom, I hang up with Chris, and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I need a name. I was like, what can people start calling me? So I'm thinking, and then immediately, like I've said before, Tyler was the first thing that came to my mind. So I called my mom, and I'm like, hey, Mom. She's like, what? I was like, what do you think of the name Tyler? She's like, nothing. It's a good name. I was like, that's it? She was like, yeah, it's a nice name. She's like, why? You trying to change your name? And I was like, no, fuck, why do moms always know every fucking thing? So I lied, and I was like, oh, I'm playing Sims, if you know what the Sims are, you know. That's my favorite PC game. I was like, oh, I'm playing Sims, and then my Sim just had a baby, and I need a name for it, and I just wanted to know what you thought of the name Tyler. So I think maybe like a few days after that, I just started feeling really dysphoric about my thighs and about my chest, and I just blurted out one day, like I was like, "Yo, I hate my chest." To her, I was like, I don't want it. She was like, "What do you mean you don't want it?" I was like, "I don't want it." She was like, "Well, I don't understand what you mean that you don't want your chest." I'm sorry, I'm playing with this like little string on my bed. So that's why I'm looking away. But she's like, I don't understand what you mean you don't want it. There's a lot of lesbians out here who live their lives, perfectly normal lives with their chest, and I don't understand why you're so caught up on your chest. And I guess I was just using that as a way to like squeeze in the whole transgender thing, and like. I explained now, I was like, it's not just my chest, it's like everything. I'm not comfortable with everything. I was like, I'm a guy, I want to be called Tyler, and all that. So I completely just sprung it on my mom. And it was crazy. She did not know what to do. I made a therapy session because I go to therapy for my anxiety and depression anyways. So I was like, this is a good opportunity for us to talk to somebody together as a unit and just, you know, see what's going on. So we went to therapy, and she was like, I don't know what to feel because he just sprung it on me. Like, I had no idea he was feeling this way or, you know, or anything, because I never dropped any hints, any clues. I was really low key with my shit. I was going crazy in my mind by my fucking self, basically. So my mom was really confused. She was really she didn't understand like why I needed to do this and all this other stuff, which most parents feel that way when they first get the news. But then most parents you know, they what's the word I'm looking for? They get it after a while, like, okay, this is what you need to do to feel more comfortable in your body and your skin. And that's what my mom finally got to. So it took some time for her to get her brain wrapped around it, but she finally did. So I took the initiative when it came down to everything, like my therapy. I didn't do therapy because if you're over 18, you don't need to do therapy. If you know what you want, you can get hormones like this. But I was really like with it when it came down to finding a clinic, a LGBT clinic that took my insurance, that did all that good stuff and all of that. And now I'm here today, almost 1 month on T. And that's my story. I think I covered everything. I think I'm probably gonna end this video and be like, damn, I should have said this, I should have said that. But from right now, I think I'm good. I think I covered everything. I basically covered my whole life in 20 minutes and 25 seconds of my transgenderness. Oh, one thing that I really hated when it came down to my mom, when I came out to my mom, was that she was blaming my brother. Like, oh, like, who talked you into this? Who, you know, who's putting these ideas in your head? And I was like, I saw my brother, like, in, like, way before I said anything. Like, I might have saw my brother in, like, February, and we're doing this now. Like, I got my first shot May 31st. So, that whole time, I was going through this by myself, freaking out. And I had seen my brother, like, mad long ago. So, it's not like I saw my brother last week and now I'm trans. I didn't like that. Like I can't think for myself. Like, I didn't like that or appreciate that from her when it came down to that. But other than that, she's been really supportive. Pronouns and calling me by my preferred name is still a little hard for her. My grandma is easy. She's like, Tyler, come here, Tyler. I'm like, what? But, yeah, that's my story of how I knew I was trans. I knew I was trans because of my brother, and I thank God for him, because without him, I would have went fucking crazy. Because when I tell you that shit was keeping me up at night, that shit was keeping me up all the time. Every night, I couldn't sleep because my mind was just racing with thoughts. But that's my story. I hope you got satisfaction from that, for the person who asked that question personally to me. Like always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna end this video. I want to do a Q&A video because I have like 11 or 12 subscribers. So if each of you asks me a question, we can do a Q&A video, which I really want to do, which I think will be really, really cool. Please try not to ask me anything that I already answered in the 15 things you need to know about me video. So if you haven't seen that video, please watch that first and then ask me a question, because I don't want to repeat the same things I already said about myself. Ask me something completely different. If you could, I'd really appreciate it. But guys, I'm gonna end this video because this video is getting long as fuck. It's your boy Tyler. Like, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys later. Peace.